If there's one word that you would like to tell the CEO of today, or even a line, what would you tell them?
Always look from outside in, detect what is real, and confront it. That should be fully understood by every CEO and every government official, that they can stop the economy of your nation with a 1 week notice.
How unprepared is the average global CEO today for the kind of disruption we are in today?
I would say more than 90% are not only unprepared, they're unaware. 2% of the people have 98% of the impact. Find them, nurture them, train them, move them.
Few people on earth have sat in more boardrooms, advised more CEOs, and witnessed more business transformation up close than our guest today. Dr. Charan is not a theorist. He's a practitioner of the highest order. Born in a small town in India, sleeping on the floor of a family shoe shop, he went on to earn a doctorate from Harvard Business School, where later he also taught as a professor. For over 5 decades, he has been the trusted advisor behind some of the world's most consequential business decisions, from GE to Bank of America, from Verizon to Novartis. In a world reshaped by geopolitics, artificial intelligence, deglobalization, and a fracturing economic order, Dr. Ram is perhaps the one person who can tell us with clarity and without panic what leaders must do next. Thank you, Dr. Ram, for joining us for this ET Titans podcast. Today, I want to understand, what does leadership look like in the time of war?
Here, first, the leadership, particularly CEO and CFO, goes into action in high drive. Almost zero planning. It's action oriented. What are the actions? Number one, daily cash flow calculation. What's going to be generated? What's going to be used? Under 2 or 3 scenarios. Number two, if you have a high debt, you run to the bank and restructure it, because the liquidity lack is going to very badly hurt you.
So high debt is avoidable.
Many people have it now. I go to better restructure right away, because nobody can predict when this war will end.
Okay.
Nobody can predict that. So you go to the bank right now, restructure your debt.
Get rid of debt as much as possible.
Or restructure it, because you won't be able to get rid of it.
Correct.
So you structure a 2-year debt, try to 5-year debt. Number 3, create honesty in the war room. CFO and procurement. What is available, could be available, how the price will go up, what will be not available. Are there choke points like Hormuz or other places? What their antennas are. That is the driving game for the decision making. With that, in the war room, if you are a production company, you are not going to be measured on unit costs. You may have to reduce your production. And therefore the sales force has to change and their KPI has to change. Every single morning, these people need to meet. CEO needs to be totally aware. He should start calling his compatriots, his peer group in different industries. What are they saying on the outside? What signals are they saying? Which way is it? Cross-check, triage it, which way it is. So that is the daily thing. Here, number of things must continue. Number 1 is the cost reduction must continue. But before that, every company has cash traps, account receivables, inventories. Focus on it right away. Look at your spare parts on order. Do you really need them right away? What is on order to have the cash part going in? They know it, act on it, conserve cash. Cash is the blood supply for survival. Continue on cost, productivity, and continue, most importantly, the customer service. Customer service must continue, even though your sales may be lower. The other part is the structural part, that there are certain things because of these choke points that you have to find substitute. So I have recommended they get two young people who are curious, understand technology, and start using databases where these things are available elsewhere. And they are available. Right now, President Trump has a lady called Barbara Hampton. It's a full-fledged unit separately. It's finding rare earth processing across the globe. It's being funded. It has a board of directors. I've looked at it. She's doing something in India as well. Go for those structural changes for the future. Short-term actions, long-term actions to go forward.
In the CEO's macro playbook of today, you met enough CEOs across geographies. How unprepared is the average global CEO today for the kind of disruption we are in today?
I would say more than 90% are not only unprepared, they're unaware. The reason is 20 industries only and their segments. The rest say we are okay, but they don't see the side effects of the value chain of those 20, and they're totally unaware of it.
Is there a way for them to get to grips with it and pick up the pace?
Once you are aware, I have no doubt they will move.
Okay.
I want to say with great sincerity, the Prime Minister Modi ji's team is sprung in action within 24 hours. Make sure calling the states, no black marketing, no looting. Doing the changes in repo rate, the finance minister, Reserve Bank Governor, Mr. Malhotra, and then making sure the LPG is available, making sure the prices don't gouge. I don't know any other head of a nation who has done such a brilliant job. Our CEOs can learn from the Prime Minister. You can spring into action right away.
We are living currently through simultaneous disruptions. There's been an AI threat, there's geographical fragmentation, there's piling up of debt, trade deficit, there's energy risk because of the Strait of Hormuz. In your decades of advising so many CEOs and going through multiple situations that the companies fall into, is the simultaneity of risks ever been so high as we are in today?
Never.
So it's unprecedented.
Totally, and it's going to increase.
Oh, it's going to go further, compound.
Why? Today, this is driven by only a handful of human beings. Geopolitical, largely by 4 people. AI, largely 5, 6 people. And they are cross-cutting each other. And so here, that will remain. The person who's going to succeed as a CEO, regardless of size, to have a mental skill to identify the reality and decide priorities. They fail in deciding priorities. You cannot have 20 priorities. You've got to have a courage, and you've got to have a determination, and you've got to have power. This is the 3 priorities we're going to do, or 4 priorities.
Is there a rubric one can use for prioritization?
Yes, it's a mental process. Once you see whatever your data is, you're going to say that my goal for my company this time is survival. I don't have enough cash. That guides you what should be the 3 priorities. Another one saying that I have a market in America. They do. I can't afford to lose that market. I may lose some market in India. Now that tells you what the priority is. Point is, in the new circumstances, what's your real goal? Operating, measurable goal. You have to have a goal that determines the priorities.
You always said cash is a strategy. In the current environment of high rate, AI, slow growth, energy shock, what does smart capital allocation look like in 2026?
Yeah, I just want to mention to you, sir, 1970s, I used to come with big houses, live in their house. Only thing they did, they manage cash. everything went to the cash eyes. We made things very, very sophisticated. EBITDA, these things did not exist. So the capital allocation, I want everybody to consider seriously. I don't use the word capital allocation. I say cash generation and cash allocation. Cash is cash. So what it looks here, that you've got to allocate cash first for survival. Second, if you can raise more cash, that'll be great to build for the future. Because productivity, customer service, and building new products must continue. So sometimes you
But isn't there a trade-off between the two?
My priority first, survival. So I'm making that trade-off.
To conserve cash, even if it comes at the cost of customer
free
service?
up the cash traps. I use that phrase. Would you believe companies in India have 200 days of receivables? Would you believe a third of the inventory is obsolete? Got to get rid of it.
What's the ideal number of days receivable?
Depends on the industry, but usually your receivables should not go more than 54 days. If it goes to higher, some may have a policy of discounting. It could go to roughly 81 days. And the inventory shouldn't go. If it is perishable, it's 4 days.
You advised enough CEOs across crisis, the 2008, which was a big one, and then COVID. What do CEOs need to do to come out stronger, to be on the other side? What is it that they need to do in the first 90 days of a disruption?
Yeah, the first part is that they get their people aboard, communication, morale, be honest, don't hide things, don't tell things that don't exist. Get the people aboard. It's very important.
Get people aware.
Aboard. They got to do that. Communication is a huge thing. It has to be trustworthy. That's number one. Number two, you got to do the same thing in the COVID period and so on. Usually you got to start with a survival goal before you talk about opportunities. And then you come back to the cash, all these things I mentioned. That's what you have to do. Here, more action or less long-term thinking. Once you have the ship is stable, it may be a month, it may be 2 months, then you have a small team separately to think of these structural change and what could be some opportunities, including acquisition, ecosystem, partnerships. And they come, there will be plenty of those because some people will not. Take today, our renewable energy industry is going to go through huge price competition. Huge price competition. This is the time they're going to do these things.
Ram, you've seen enough of technologies come and go. Today, everyone's wondering whether AI will completely disrupt and destroy companies and industries or jobs. But you've seen many a tech wave, right? What's your honest assessment?
Yes.
Is this a genuine rewiring of business economics, or are we on a hype cycle when it comes to
Yes. I am personally doing for Chinese companies, applying AI. This company, I've been on the board. They came to me a year and a half ago. $3 billion worth of sales, losing 1 billion RMB a year. I have applied DeepSeek with them. Took me 6 months. Today it's make 750 million RMB. I'm going back again, and it will be 2 billion. So it's real. It's not something that you can't do. Best example of the world today is Walmart. They have applied it, and you can see the real benefits coming out, catching up with Amazon. So it's real.
Okay.
Now, what people don't understand, the AI is altering the domain technology.
Domain technology.
That's where it's going to be future for. This is happening. AWS has just come out with an idea that you can do the selection of the target much faster today. They just announced it. So I have a pharmaceutical company I worked with for 10 years. We have data, and we're going to cut the cycle time by a major amount.
When we get to the end of this conflict of Israel, US-Iran war, currently the assumption is that, a rule-based global trading order will return. But do you believe that this is the definitive end of globalization era, which started way back in the 90s? And if so, what's the new mental model that a CEO needs to adopt to?
The first thing people have to raise their head above. The global trading order will be determined by China. Period. They must come to terms with it. Learn about it. But make no doubt about whether war ends or does not end. The global trading is going to be determined by two people, President Xi and Donald Trump. Other people who have choke points of supply chain will intervene. But the idea of the old one is not.
But if they are at loggerheads and they don't come to terms, this disruption will continue.
No, stay with that. If they don't come to term, China has the upper hand.
China has the upper hand. So is there a reason why India needs to build further deeper relationship with China, because that will be the new...
I would urge the Prime Minister that relationship is one way.
Is one way.
And there's a threat in it. One must understand in the government, all this work has threat from President Xi. He can flare up the border. The water dams can affect the water. And obviously, he can stop just about any industry in India. He has shown it, done it. This is the context.
Thank you, Dr. Ram. It's been one learning session, learning for a lifetime, if I can say. Lovely to have a chat with you and pick up so many areas of learning. For everyone who's listening to this podcast, I'm sure they'll have multiple rereads and reviews to understand, pick up, and go back and listen again. Thanks so much.
My thank you, sir. Your questions are so insightful, brings the best out of me. And you make me humble to realize that. Thank you. Thank you very much.